Holy shit.
Holy shit, we're streaming. It's amazing.
Oh, it is pretty amazing. Kind of messing with my camera right now. Um, did you see the big PlayStation announcements today?
I did. It was like 50% Marvel.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if anything was exciting to you, but it
I
doesn't
mean,
sound.
I like Spider-Man. I'll take a new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Uh, what did anything look exciting? I thought that Tokyo game looked super neat actually.
What is it called? A Ghost Line, something like that.
Ghostline took Ghostwire.
Ghostwire. Okay.
I thought it just looked completely bonkers. And like I don't know what's happening in any of this stuff, and I couldn't really tell how it played, but I thought it looked neat and unique.
Yeah. I think I saw previews of it before,
Hmm.
but I couldn't really tell what was going on, and I can't really tell what's going on right now with the screenshots, anyways.
I couldn't tell what was going on from the trailer, and I was kind of fine with it. Like, you got to
Sure.
fight Slenderman and Shibuya, sure, whatever. Yeah, that looked kind of fun. God of
Mm-hmm.
War looks like God of War.
Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Oh, actually, that was really cool.
Yeah.
They didn't show anything.
Yeah, it was one of those like, okay, you have a Jedi there, good. Yeah.
I did love Knights of the Old Republic.
It was
Uh,
really good, right?
it was really good. Yeah, I mean, it was like proto BioWare. I guess it was kind of
Yeah.
between Neverwinter and Dragon Age, right?
That's right. Yes. To
Yeah.
me, this is like the apex of BioWare. Some might say Mass
Okay.
Effect, but I feel like this was the apex for me.
I would have said Dragon Age Origins, but
Okay. Yeah.
this one was so good. This is actually the thing that made me like even care about Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it's the best. I think it's the best Star Wars property there is, really.
Yeah, like I didn't like. There's a trilogy. I was like, cool. These are cool movies. The prequels were kind of like, oh god, this is some weird commercial
Yeah.
cash in. And this game was like, oh shit, like you can go tell some stories in this universe. Like, good work.
Yeah, I think I played this game through 3 times. That was
Holy
maybe the
shit.
last game that I've done that for. I did my like first playthrough was just like a light side build. Second
Mhm.
playthrough is to be a dark side character, uh, and you can do some awful shit.
You can be terrible, and honestly, like the story twist at the end of it really got me.
Yeah, the Star Trek is good.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of like now you reflect on it as sort of like a cliche amnesia story, but I really appreciated it at the time.
It worked so hard. It was really good storytelling because like by the time they revealed it, you were so shocked.
Yeah.
And there was no sort of ambiguity about what the twist was. Like, you knew all the characters and why that was a big deal.
Yes.
I've seen much less competent stories. Also, this guy was the best.
Yes, he was dope.
Like HK 42 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. He was great. um, and then I think my third playthrough, I played the Blaster Jedi. There was like this game breaking
Ooh.
build where you would like do two pistols, um,
Oh, bizarre.
and then you could get this like always on perk called Sneak Attack, where you just like did more damage if someone
Oh
was
no.
stunned. And then there was like this force power called Force Wave, which like knocks everybody over within a radius. So as soon as that was applied, like all the enemies would have that status on them, and you would just do like triple damage because you had the sneak attack. Like, and
That's pretty silly.
it was just so broken. Oh yeah, and you could do the whole like wave the swords around while you're running around. That's
It
like
was
quality game making is when you just have pointless shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And looking at this, I forgot just how terrible these graphics were. Because this thing like blew my mind when I played
Hey man, when I played it,
it.
yeah, I was just like, I'm so into this. I'm
I
so into
know.
this. And
Uh,
yeah, they're not great looking back.
there no, it's definitely like early 360 stuff for sure.
I think the problem with 3D graphics, I don't know. Do you feel like Mario 64 still holds up graphically?
Not really.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
It's kind of hard to read.
what
Yeah.
PlayStation, N64, even PS2 era game like feels like it holds up graphically? Because like SNES still holds up,
Mhm.
right? SNES like pixel graphics still, and I don't think it's just nostalgia. I think they legitimately are more durable visually. You know?
Yeah. I I would say maybe Ocarina and Majora's Mask only because I've played them both a little more recently.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And they kind of had that timeless vibe.
Yeah.
Um, I think the Final Fantasies actually did a great job because they didn't rely on 3D
Like
graphics
Final Fantasy
entirely.
VII.
Yeah, all the painted backdrop games, like 7 through 10, I think,
Yeah.
because they had such high fidelity and only had to put like, 50 polygons on the screen for each little character.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit more positive on Mario 64, but it still doesn't hold up quite as well. It seems
This guy still scared the shit out of me
dated.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like, yeah, going back to Mario 64, I feel like some things just don't actually read.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's wild too because I definitely remember the picture on the right, just like everyone else.
Well, on PC, it's because people are continuing to mod the game, right?
Yeah, they're dropping in like models and texture packs and all that stuff.
Yeah, incredible.
The DS upgrade is actually a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you always drop the penguin off the ledge? I kind of dropped the penguin off the ledge a lot.
Uh, I I must have
Everyone did.
the baby penguin.
I feel like that was like the rite of passage for playing that game.
This game was
It
hard as
was
fuck. Now that I'm thinking about it, I
it
think
was
I finished it.
super hard.
I think I finished it.
I
I don't really
finished
remember.
it.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't get all the stars.
What's that? Is that Travis Scott in
Is
his
this
Fortnite?
Fortnite?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to watch the Ariana Grande Fortnite event.
Oh, when is that?
Oh, it's already there.
Oh, I see. It's one of the
It
things
was
you
one of the
like go and
concerts. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
gotcha. So it's like you go into play mode and then you
Yeah,
just hop into a
yeah. You
concert.
hop. Yeah, I think it's creative mode, and then you hop into a concert, and then
Holy
you do
shit. It's
that.
like,
I guess you just emote,
huh.
or I don't know. Maybe you fly. That's a kind of a weird camera
Oh,
angle.
there's like a lot of stuff going on in this.
Yeah,
Okay. How how is this the same game we played?
I don't.
It's just an engine. It's just an engine
I
for
guess
making
it's
more
just an
stuff.
engine now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Better than Dreams, I suppose.
It's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Different than Dreams.
And then I guess the soundtrack must be all Ariana Grande tracks.
I assume, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here.
I'm so confused.
I would like little Nas X to do one of these.
Yeah,
I feel like it's really a medium that he would excel in.
right.
Holy shit, some MC Escher Ariana Grande.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I
It
know that
reminds me a
was
little bit of Manifold Garden, which is I think one of the games I added to our wireframe mood board.
oh, I really want to play that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of games that I can't imagine possibly read well as a player, but like everyone says this thing is awesome, so it must.
Yeah, yeah. This actually is the game that inspired me to look into screen space edge detection effects because that's all this
Really?
is. Yeah, this is all
Mm,
Pro Builder too. The guy has like a pretty detailed devlog on how he just used Pro Builder to build it all.
no shit. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty incredible.
I mean, you know what? When you look at this, I'm like, I guess I have learned how to make stairs and platforms in Pro Builder.
Yeah, yeah,
The rest of it, I don't know.
yeah. It's visually pretty impressive. Um,
Have you played this yet? Or
I have not played it yet.
okay.
I'm a little bit worried I'd probably drop off after the first hour of it. but maybe it's worth playing just for the experience, you know?
I feel like this is one of the ones that will give you definite motion sickness.
It's not as fast moving. I guess that's the thing, is that there's not a lot of
Hmm.
change over time.
Okay, that would
Um,
help. Yeah.
I guess puzzle games, environmental puzzle games, are a little bit tricky for me. It seems a lot like memorization, and I don't like that. I don't know. Like where was that key? Where was the door that went to the key? Or where was the where's the key that went to the door, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
Like all that stuff. Um, but it's funny because another game that this reminds me of is The Witness, and
Hmm.
The Witness was paced out well enough that it never lost my attention. I always just wanted to like do the next puzzle, which was great.
Well, it was large, but there was always sort of a forward, and every puzzle was kind of a bite-sized.
Yeah,
Like you got to take it one bite at a time, no matter what you were doing.
yeah,
I did love that game.
yeah. I'm trying to remember which. I actually wrote a program to solve one of the Witness puzzles because I couldn't do it. Um, I think it was near the end. There was like these puzzles on these columns that you had to solve, and I just like didn't know how to do it. And I just wrote a program to like essentially like exhaustively search the puzzle space. Yeah,
Oh,
one of these.
I
Yeah,
remember some of these being
yeah,
brutal. Yeah. Some of these were really hard.
yeah. All
Oh
the ones
man,
with the
so
bird
good.
sounds.
I don't even remember that.
I did
Oh
not
yeah.
get. I did not actually go into the sort of like hell dungeon of like extra puzzles at the very end. I don't think I didn't
I beat it.
experience it.
I did it.
You did it.
It was very hard.
Okay. Yes.
Because it randomizes the puzzle you get, so you have to solve each of them fast.
What?
Yeah, well, it's like you get one of each kind of puzzle, but the solution is always random.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that you can't
And there's a time
you
limit.
can't like and there's a time limit. Yeah, you start a record, and when the record ends, your puzzle time's over.
Oh no.
Oh, and
That's
the record is it's in the Hall of the Mountain King, so keeps getting like more and more intense
okay.
as you're going. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I liked this game had the hidden puzzles too. I don't know how many of these you found.
The only one that I found, oh, the landscape ones. The one that I found was the one on the boat where you could like trace as you're riding the boat. I don't know if you remember that one.
I do not recall. There were so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like from different angles, like things just turned into puzzles. Ah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
Hmm. Ah, instead, we get Mario. Well, what should we work on tonight?
You know what I want to do? I
What's
want to
that?
do pathfinding because like I really want
Ooh. Okay.
I
Yeah.
want I want enemy tanks that can follow you, and
Okay.
uh and that's gonna be hard. So I think we have a choice on how we want to do it. We can either try to wrestle with Unity's nav mesh system and also figure
Mhm.
out how mirror is implicated in that whole scheme, or we can introduce jump point search into this.
I'm kind of interested in seeing at least what the nav mesh offers us,
Okay.
and assuming we might have to go back and do our own thing
Yeah,
anyway.
let's crack open the docs. So I think the nav mesh has like two different concepts. It has the mesh, and then it has obstacles. And obstacles are things that can move. And I think by definition are, I guess we might be able to
Walls.
dynamically. Yeah, are walls like, are they part of the nav mesh or are they obstacles? Because they don't move, but they do pop in and out. So if we can dynamically change the nav mesh, that would be cool. But
Yeah,
there's
it's
like
interesting because
they bake, like
well, yeah, the baked element is just a flat plane for us right now, which is super interesting.
super. Yeah, and it's trivial. There's no pathfinding to be done. What we really need to pathfind around are the walls, right?
Hmm.
So maybe we can Google like, can you dynamically change a nav mesh in Unity? Is that even possible?
Are the So there's navigation, there's game objects that are navigation static, and that
Yeah.
is, I think, basically what we want. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so nav mesh unity change. I saw it. Do-do. Open nav mesh variable first. Add the nav mesh source tag to your dynamic generated content. Interesting. Yeah, this is what we're talking about.
Now, the thing about the nav mesh and rebaking is that it has to essentially reassemble the graph
Mhm.
every single time you change it, right? So that only has to happen server side because I'm assuming all of our AI agents are going to be like weaving on just from the server.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not as big a deal as it was when we were doing prediction because we're not having to like replay the side effects every 8 times every
Oh,
frame, right?
that's really true. Um, it's interesting to me that there is a nav mesh obstacle.
Yeah,
That's just a component.
right.
Um, is this it? Nav mesh obstacle. That is really cool. We have to do this 15 times a frame at least.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean,
Okay.
this all sounds like it kind of might do what we want.
All right.
I wonder. I would really love to see. I'd love to see the nav mesh visualized. So maybe that's the first step of this. How do I add one?
Is it a component? I don't actually know.
Okay. Hmm.
Let's maybe there's like a guide to nav meshes, a
Sure.
nav mesh getting started or something like that.
Why
So
does
maybe our
this feel?
terrain has the nav mesh static on it. Huh.
Oh, I
Maybe.
see. Oh, okay. Yes. Oops. Holy cow, chill. So, how long has this menu been here? I,
I don't know.
I guess the entire time.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I bet we're missing. There's like a navigation panel. Okay. New new UI. Navigation static. Navigation area walkable. Okay, so select a scene that should affect walkable surface and object. Check navigation static on. Huh? Adjust the bake settings. All right, I can split screen this. It'll be a little funky, but oh, okay. So this is actually a lot like our.
Yeah.
This is basically the same as our character controller options. How close you can get to a wall. How low the spaces you can reach. Cool. So we probably want to set height to very low. We don't have any.
Yeah. We don't want things to walk over anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, step height defines how high obstructions are the agent can step on. So we want steps. Step height should be less than agent height. Uh-huh.
So let's make the agent height higher. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess let's do 0.5 and you can step on quarter steps.
Yep.
Uh, and you can't go on any slips.
Yep.
And generate off mesh links. I think we probably don't want that.
What does that mean?
I read it as leaving the nav mesh.
Okay.
Okay, so the big settings persist no matter what I do. It's walkable. Also, I'm just starting with what their settings are. Okay, so if I hit bake.
I wonder why the yeah. Okay.
Hey. So you wonder why?
Do we even need to include the walls in this? Is it just the ground plane that needs to have any settings? Like, does it need to? Sorry, not the walls. The level boundary. Yeah. Does it even need to be included in this?
That's a great question.
I don't think it does, because like I think all the agents will just drive on. They won't leave the mesh, right?
Right. Interesting. Okay. So the wall. Huh. That's cool.
Is the obstacle? Do you have to like associate that with a particular mesh, or is it just there's only one mesh? Do you know what I mean? It looks like the nav mesh obstacle doesn't have any other settings other than its shape.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Which is interesting because what if you wanted multiple nav meshes for different reasons, right? What if you had like a layer of nav meshes that were like flying things and a layer of nav meshes that were like walking things? I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think that becomes a 3D nav mesh, and I don't know. I wonder if this just isn't suitable for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Children. Not walkable. So and then if I look at all our wall objects, like we should see, okay, this is now navigation static. Service. And it's interesting. Is there like actually a mesh that got generated somewhere that we're missing?
I mean, that's the blue thing.
Oh yeah, but over here it's like it's an asset in Unity too. It seems like it's actually not an asset anymore.
Yeah. Although the manual version is up to date, right? That's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just gonna see what happens if I play this real quick.
Yeah.
Because actually, I was hoping to see maybe an updated nav mesh with our walls cut out of it.
Yeah, I don't think the obstacles are part of the nav mesh. Does that make sense? They like are like a secondary thing. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Navigate. Okay. I mean, this is set up at least how it thinks it should be. Huh. And these have the components. Okay, cool. So I guess maybe making an agent is the next part.
Yes.
Um,
Do you want
so we
to?
could.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say if we made a tank that walked back and forth, we should put an obstacle in its path and see it walk around it. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. The other thing we could
Okay.
do is we could make the builder, and we could tell the builder
Hmm.
to go where you click or something like that.
That's a great point. That's a nice classic one. Um,
Whatever
Builder.
setup
I'm
you
gonna.
think is going to be easier to do.
That seems pretty straightforward. Create prefab builder. All right, so our builder needs mesh. I'm gonna give it the core for now,
Okay.
and I'll give it probably a. Oh, black. Wish I could save these as prefabs with the settings already configured. Blue color. Color I haven't used yet. Purple. Okay, so the builder is also a nav mesh agent. Yes, humanoid is. Oh, multiple kinds. I'm okay with humanoid for the
Yep.
sucker. Step height very low. I hate this one. Okay. Wow. Yeah. This is just gonna do the thing. Hmm.
What does
So it's
area
like
mask do if you drop that down?
area mask. Ah, I'm not sure.
Okay. I think it's like what is it allowed to pay attention to? I don't know.
Hmm. Like if I had not walkable stuff in there. I mean, I guess we can take off jump. Nothing jumps, but everything does seem right.
Okay.
Uh, Add nav mesh agent. Now you have an agent.
Okay.
And you go to position. Okay, let's add a script. So this is going to be new script. Builder river.
Okay.
I remember why I don't add scripts from that panel now. Come on.
Well, at least it
It
didn't
didn't
lose
lose the
the
reference.
association. Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to remember to move stuff in the Unity editor.
that does seem to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have public void. I don't know. Move to was fine. All right, what was their example? Oh, it's just start. We started with a. We just give it a goal.
Yeah. Maybe what we can do is like start it with nothing, and then yeah, exactly, you have a move to function that the creator calls, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. And then vector 3 destination.
Yeah. For some reason they use a transform in the example, but I don't know why.
Huh. Interesting. And then we're going to get the nav mesh agent. Yep. I'm going to restart my editor real quick
Yep.
because nothing is working. And I'm pretty sure nothing changed either. There we go. Agent. It's not great.
The
Oh,
destination.
you just set the destination? Okay.
Yep.
That seems really simple.
And then how does it move? Like, what is its speed? Is that all configured in the editor?
Uh, yeah, it seems like it lives over here. It has its own steering,
Okay, got it.
has its own turning. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Crap, that's annoying.
Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, you didn't change anything, did you?
No, I didn't. Obsolete APIs?
What? Yeah, I made a backup. Go ahead. Does Unity just very occasionally decide to totally screw everything up for you? Because
I don't know.
maybe that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Uh, well, it's still analyzing, but okay. Oh, and then I was gonna say I was gonna make the player input. I was gonna give this the prefab list. Yeah. I forgot about some of this stuff. What is this coming from? Oh, cool. Okay. That in there, and then it's gonna make it always be a builder. Is that gonna work? Oh no, sorry. Tripping. How about the build node? Here, actually, I don't feel like redoing this whole thing right now, so everything's a builder.
Okay.
And this is a lazy version because
Oh
we'll
yeah,
figure
no,
out
no,
the
it's
UI.
totally fine. I totally get
Yeah.
where you're coming from.
Okay, then we instantiate the prefab. This is actually we do something if builder mode, and then mesh agent. All right, we want builder mover get component. I just had my ice machine installed today, or I had my fridge connected to water today, and every like 30 minutes I hear that like ka-chunk come from way far away in the house. I'm just like, what the fuck is that?
Is your house kind of
Yeah.
like settling into a house now?
It's settling into a house, and that was a noise that just scared me because I'm like, I'm alone in the house. Who's downstairs making noise? And it's my ice machine.
Do you have to
And
make any
basically,
large furniture purchases now that you have so much space?
no, not yet. Everything that we could have needed, it came with.
Oh, amazing.
Like I have an extra bed for the guest room. They just left one here for
That is
us.
perfect.
It's pretty nice,
Yeah.
and it's like an okay bed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
No creepy mattress then.
it's like an actually okay mattress. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
that's
shocked.
great.
Okay, so let's see. We're moving to position. We want to instantiate at
The
this just
position of the player, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a useless story that I just got scared by my own ice maker.
Uh, but it's a story nonetheless.
Indeed.
Stories don't have to have points or
True.
purposes.
True. All right. I'm curious if this will work. I'm wondering about sending a transform to the destination versus the vector 3. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, we just have to configure the object prefab list. It actually needs to point to, if you go to the prefab of object prefab list, it needs to, the builder
Beautiful.
needs to be set there.
Yep.
I quite despise having to do this busy work, but I think having the prefab list, I think the
I like the
reason why they
prefab
did it
list.
this way is
Yeah.
because when you have the prefab in a game object, it actually
Mhm.
loads it into the runtime. So if you have more, oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that seems fine. This is artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Oh wait, some of them
Yeah.
made it.
Some of them some of them did make it, which is really, really funny.
That's hilarious. How come some of them aren't making it? What's the deal?
I'm I'm not sure. Oh shit. Oh God, they're interacting with each other. I'm
Oh,
like it's like making a little egg nest or something.
yeah.
You know. All right, let's go to the hardest part of the map for this. Oh shit. I'm enjoying Unity's AI right now. So
Yeah. Hey, you made it.
I made it. Okay. Build over here. It's not very smart.
Wow. Wow, really? I think it maybe assumes that obstacles are moving. Or is there a setting that says like what the search depth is? Something like that.
Those are all really, really good questions. Let's take a look at our builders. This is not high quality.
Yeah.
um,
I think the alternative would be to make walls part of the nav mesh and then rebake the mesh at runtime.
Runtime, interesting. I was wondering if obstacle avoidance had too high of a radius, where it was well, it gets actually really close to the wall, so that's weird.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
yeah,
I kind of have a feeling that the agent is not, or the wall is not actually being a proper obstacle.
it's also possible that our obstacle is too they're too densely nested
Hmm.
or too densely packed.
Just check out some comp.
Yeah.
Like
This
those are the
navigation tab
common
is
things.
perplexing to me because it has an agents sub tab, but the agents
Uh-huh.
also have a sub tab. So it's like, does this sub tab only apply if there's an agent component as well?
That's a
Because like
good
all
question.
four of those sub tabs are available regardless of whether you're an agent or you're an obstacle.
Right. I think it's probably better to think of the navigation thing as like over here. It's certainly like not necessarily tied to the inspector unless there's a mesh renderer, I guess.
Is it global state? Like if you switch objects, does it keep the same settings that you had before, or are those settings different for?
Everything but the object tab is global state. Yeah. And the object tab is specific to like this thing. Yeah, which is weird.
Why did they design the UI that way? Okay, well,
UI was not,
maybe okay. I
yeah.
see what you're saying. So we should think of the navigation as a property of the entire scene rather than as
Yeah, except for the object, which has objects have navigation properties that we're adding to them.
okay. That is a bad UI.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, strong agree.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So Unity. So I'm gonna go back to. I'm curious about nav mesh obstacles for one thing.
Yeah.
This is what we want. These are, I mean, we might as well consider it a moving obstacle. And they are stationary. It should carve a hole in the nav mesh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a carve
So,
button. Click carve. Oh, carve. There we go.
oh, well, okay. Time to stationary 0, carve only stationary, yes. Yeah, okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, all these ends are fine. It's always stationary. Though actually, I think time stationary 0 would make sense for instant wall placement.
Yep.
Okay. That gives me a little hope. There we go. This is what I wanted to see. It actually is cut out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, it works great.
Nice.
That is nice.
What does not carving mean? I don't.
Sorry, where'd you see that?
If you
I saw that
uncheck
come
the
by too.
carve, we know how we check the carve checkbox, and that's what fixed this.
Yeah.
I wonder what unchecking it means. Like, why wouldn't you
Oh,
carve? Like, why wouldn't you have that?
yeah. I guess so. If it was a player tank, maybe we wouldn't carve the because the I think carve is for stationary and not carving is for like other movable entities that maybe you want to like try to get
Oh,
around.
I guess I bet the navigation algorithm.
Like it might be rebaking as we do this. Once something goes stationary, it might rebake the way you're
What I
thinking
think
about it.
is it's like a two-phase thing. The first thing it's going to do is like I'm going to try to optimize my path based on the baked mesh, but there's also obstacles. So if I run into an obstacle, I'm just gonna try to like dead wreck it around it and try to like rebuild my
Yeah.
optimal path based on the mesh after that, right? And so if you don't carve, you're gonna get processed in that second phase where the agent is
Mhm.
just gonna try to like best effort move around you without searching the entire mesh again, right? If that makes sense. It's almost like two
Exactly.
layers of logic.
Yeah. Well, and they looks like they wrote kind of exactly what I was saying, which is like non-carving should be moving fast because, or should be constantly moving because if you're waiting for it to move and it's never doing that,
Yes.
the agent gets confused.
Yep. This is great.
Uh, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Oh, if there you go. If carving is not enabled, the agent gets stuck. We've seen that.
Yep. And then the turrets should also have the same setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess yeah, we'll put it on the pillar.
Why not just put it on the parent on the prefab?
It's weird, but these seem to belong on. Well, they seem to belong on mesh renderers. So I think this parent is a mesh renderer. Yeah.
Um,
Carve.
why does it need to be on the mesh renderer?
Well, because that's just what this says. the the navigation object specifically is looking at mesh renderers only and terrain. It's really bizarre. Uh, yeah, I know. When I put it on something else, it didn't show up.
That sucks. It doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah,
just a
I
box,
agree.
right? It should be
I
like
agree.
collision, right? I would expect this thing to be in the same location as the collision, as the collider, basically.
I would expect that.
Yeah, but that's not the case for our
um,
wall. Doesn't work that way, right? So if we go to the wall prefab,
mhm. I put it on the mesh renderer.
is the
Here, I'll
collider here?
the collider is up here.
Okay, and so if we add
And
the
if I
if we add the obstacle here,
we add the obstacle and I go to the object tab, it's just not there, which is what's weird.
what is the object? Are we sure that the object tab does what you think it does?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
Let me try this. That is a good question. Cool. Let's remove this component. Save and give it a play.
if you go to the scene, what does it look like? Does it still carve?
Okay,
Nice.
great.
Okay, cool. Well, that makes it
That
slightly
that
cleaner.
feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I don't understand what the object tab is doing over here. Oh, it's bake settings. So we're not doing bakes though. We're doing like live moving objects, so it doesn't care.
Ah,
Okay.
nice.
I'm glad for these hover tooltips. That's actually very helpful. All right, so
This
then
just
my
works, bro.
hey, I mean, this is what I wanted to get out of Unity was like some working concepts, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed. Now, what doesn't work is this weird fucking the things are like bouncing away from each other, and I want to know why.
Because they occupy the same space, right?
Because they're navigating around each other and they don't know how not to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder if the agent has a setting on it that says actually it's totally fine if you guys occupy the same space.
Yeah, that seems like I feel like I've seen that as a common behavior. Um,
Because like think about the little peasant or like builder and gatherer units in StarCraft. They can stack on each other, right?
they just walk all over each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Any other agents? I'd really like it to. Well, you
You can
know
put that
what?
0. Yeah.
It's zero because our obstacles have their own radius. Oh, not that. Because it looked really goofy the way they were spawning. Huh. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, that was not what I expected either.
Huh.
It almost
What
is
the
having
fuck?
the opposite effect, isn't it?
What is going on over here? Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Um, yeah, maybe there's a way to just let the nav mesh agents
Walk over
Unity
each other, yeah.
allow nav mesh agent to stack. You'll need to set your non-colliding humans or agents layers to the same layer and uncheck the box where it meet. Okay, let's see. Never mind. Googling found a very old complicated solutions. I finally found an option under nav mesh agent obstacle avoidance radius. The trick in my situation was to set the radius to something very, very tiny relative to the actual size of the game object. Then the objects can pass right through each other. That's exactly what we fucking did.
Maybe we haven't gone small enough. Like, are we just having some floating point fun here where we find the number that doesn't fuck up Unity's algorithm? I think the answer might be yes.
But we had epsilon in there at one point, right? We had like
So this works, and half of that doesn't.
oh, I'm so confused.
I hate it. But you know what?
It's
Nope,
fine.
it's fine. It's I wish I could leave comments in Unity to be like, this number is nonsense. What? The agent for which this number is higher. What? Huh.
Yeah, so I guess what it is like it'll not get blocked by other agents.
Oh, well, here you go. Higher quality avoidance reduces more the chance. That's a weird sense of agents overlapping.
Oh, let's just do none.
None?
Yeah.
None seems fine.
I don't like that this is under obstacle avoidance, so I wonder if this will
Hmm.
affect their ability to get around obstacles in the first place.
No.
Oh, you know what? I bet if we didn't carve, it would. Oh, this is perfect.
This is actually great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
very cool.
Well, that's fun.
This is dope.
Yeah. And like, not only is it dope, it works. Oh, that's neat. Okay, one question I have is, does this work on the network?
So there is a
Uh,
network nav mesh agent, and I don't know what it does.
oh no. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna give this a network transform for the builder because it
And a
needs
network
it.
identity. Yeah. Oh, it's got it. Yeah.
When you add network transform, it just pops it on there. I don't know
Okay.
how they do that, but I do love it.
So I would assume that if you just let the server dictate the transform position, then it should just be fine.
Mhm,
But I think
mhm.
Mirror has a network mesh agent, nav mesh agent for some reason. Oh, it has a network animator. Maybe I was wrong.
Let's see.
Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong.
Cool.
That's great.
But they have networked nav mesh agents, but that's nav mesh agents that are just on the network. Okay.
Okay, was that on the guide? Is that in guides or is that?
Um, I found this. I just searched nav mesh in here.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the manual right now. I'm just trying to figure out exactly. I'm just curious to know what they might have to say about it at all.
Yeah, the tank example seems to have it, so we can pull that up.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, there's a search
Yeah,
on their website. Let's see. Navmesh.
yeah, you're about to find what I found. But let's see what the tank does. Why does this get nav mesh data? I have so many questions. I mean, this thing just has a nav mesh
Yeah,
agent on
yeah,
it,
and then the
so
server does the navigation, and the transform just handles where it is. I think that's the model that makes sense to me.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, damn. All right. That was a lot easier than I expected.
Yes.
Where are we in Trello? Is it just this one? I got bad news for this card.
Yeah, I think we can just archive the card if we think that we don't need an in-memory grid representation. We can just archive it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
C for archive. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah. Well, because A for sign and oh, R is also archive. I didn't mean to do that. Damn it.
Does Command Z work in this?
Nope.
Oh.
Let me just unarchive this real quick. Send to board.
Seems like a bad feature. You should have undo in Trello.
Yeah, R R and C are not what I expected. Is there undo? Oh, it's
Just
just Z.
Z. Okay.
So if I oh now R doesn't do anything, so I was just tripping.
So R is
All
redo
right.
then. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, maybe so.
Almost makes sense.
Almost makes sense. Cool, cool. All right, so builder entity is actually what's happening here.
Yeah, yeah, man. This is great. Oh, I've been in Jira land so far that when you just assign two people to the same ticket, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? that blows
Does
my
Jira
mind.
not let you do that?
Jira, you can't do it. There's
See,
only a
I
DRI, I think.
now for me, I'm just used to GitLab where when I hit the assign button, I have to wait 10 seconds for it to load the list of users. And then when I want to assign a second user, I have to hit the button
Yeah,
again and wait 10 more seconds. So for me, I'm just like, I can assign two users with one shortcut. Hell yeah.
yeah. So I think what we're discovering, Jira is basically like the cult of the individual, right? It's like
Mhm.
it is an anti-cooperative mode. I love it. Look
This
how
looks
look how
great.
nicely they're all arranging themselves too. It's fantastic.
Oh, are they going to grid tiles? Can I place
I think it's because
between?
our cursor position is normalized. Like our
Hell
right click
yeah.
handler normalizes the positions. It's great. This is exactly
It
what we
sure
want.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thrilled by this. I need to fill in
Yes.
the grid though.
So into it. Is it slowing down at all?
It's not.
Amazing.
Oh, I can't place there. Of course, there's a thing in the way.
Yeah. Wait, what happens if you right click in a in something? Oh, we do the
So
check. That's right. We do the check. Oh, so our code
yeah,
already
so
handles this.
we were way ahead of ourselves and we didn't even know it.
Light years ahead.
You know what? I can place it now that the thing got destroyed
Oh
because the
man.
nav mesh updated.
Gosh, we're so good.
We are so good using Unity. This is cool. Okay.
And I guess
Um,
the we have to handle the case where the builder can't make it to the place that it's going because something got built over it. But maybe we can add a timeout mechanism. We become web programmers again. It's like after a certain time, just return. Something like that.
yeah, I was
Or the
going
builder can be
to.
constantly checking the position it's walking towards, and if it gets filled in, it just turns around. Something like that.
Hmm. Okay.
That's an interesting gameplay mechanic, blocking other people's builders from doing what they want.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what happens if I do this?
It's just gonna stop.
It just gets stuck.
Yeah, and then you can blow
I
away the
mean,
wall, and then yeah, they'll go again.
now I probably can't blow away the wall because I created this in the editor and it's not a network object.
Oh, okay,
I did it while the game was running.
I see.
Um, ooh, someone maximized on play. Okay. Well, it's hard to test whether my builder works when I destroy walls until I can build some walls. So
Yep.
actually, I mean, should we go all the way on this and have the builder build the wall? Like, do you want to send do
Yes.
you want to send the little guy out to do it? Because we
Yes, and
might
then
we
we have
might
to
as
we have
well.
to resolve how it it's the wall's gonna get built around it, and is it gonna extricate itself from the wall that it just built?
Huh? Surely this did not actually need to be much better.
Yeah.
Unity seems happy again. Um, so I mean, really, what we want is
Is there a callback on the navmesh agent that says like,
that.
well,
That's what I was wondering.
yeah,
Yeah. Um,
there's a status, path status there, complete, partial, or invalid.
Ah, okay. So I guess invalid, yeah, we can have it just sort of evaporate.
Yeah, I don't know what the builder should do at that point. Um, so, do
Oh,
you think
yeah.
that the builder? I don't care about feasibility, but should the builder have to walk back? It does in regular Bolo, right?
Hmm.
And I like the risk that it entails. It's just a harder problem to solve.
Well, it just becomes, you mean in terms of like if the builder gets stuck on the other side of a wall after you're out there or something?
Or if the builder builds a wall around itself, like how does it resolve? What is its behavior at that point? Because that's what's going to happen, right?
That's a good point. Hmm. Hmm.
I think it's fine. Like, let's try it and see what happens.
Okay. There was no callback on this, right? Sorry, that's what I was actually looking for.
Yeah, we just need an update function that pulls that value, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Callback is the wrong status. And it's on the agent. Okay, cool. Public void. The update or fixed update? No, this is update. Um, agent if agent dot status is
I think it's an enum.
oh, I love it. Do something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna have a private object parent, a private build mode. Building.
Build mode is like the state that it's in.
I was to say build mode is wall or turret. So
Oh, I see. Yes.
I was to say it's the thing that we spit out.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be building type.
Yeah. You could just call it build mode. It's the name of the
Okay.
name of the type.
Is this the Unity way? Is it like
Uh,
I've seen that a couple times.
underscore. It's confusing. The other thing you could do.
Everywhere else, I know it indicates not used, but
The other thing you could
here,
do is like name those and do this dot parent equals parent, something like that.
does that work? Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that. As long as that's a safe.
it is.
I feel really weird doing that when methods get aliased without this as well, and I'm just like, what am I shadowing accidentally?
Yeah, I know what you
So
mean.
really, this
So it's
yeah,
up to
this
you.
should be a
It's really up to
switch.
you how you want to do it.
I think this is
Okay.
clearer than trying to come up with two variable names. Um, cool. Nothing. So if we're complete, we do the build. If we're invalid, we just reset. We just delete ourselves.
So I think it needs to be a little bit more complicated. Maybe we don't have to deal with it now, but because the parent itself is moving,
Mhm.
I think we need like an outer state machine that says, "Are you going there or coming back?" And if you're coming back, you're going to be constantly updating the position that you're navigating towards based on where the parent is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Hmm. Okay. Do you think we should have think that should live in here or I mean, yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
private is or,
Yeah.
yep, that's right. Sweet. And then in update actually, well, I guess in update we will if
If returning, yeah, exactly.
yeah. Um
If it's
so
returning, then we're constantly setting the nav mesh agent's destination, and then we'll probably just do a proximity check with the parent's position. And if we're within a certain absolute distance, we just kill the game. We'll kill the builder or something like that, right?
yeah, and so I want to do this check after is invalid because I think if we are moving and we're invalid, we shouldn't update the destination. We should immediately say. I'm not sure. I guess I'm not sure if it's going to call itself invalid at the start of the path or by the time it gets to the wall. So I'm worried that updating the destination constantly will never have an invalid path. But it's actually probably looking further ahead than I need to right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what invalid means. Maybe it's good to. I'll Google it right now and see what happens. See what it says. What does the comment say?
Just the path is invalid. And interestingly, path partial says the path cannot reach the destination.
Right.
So that's a surprise. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, none of this is what we want. Great.
Oh, this is the status of the path. It's not the status of the agent.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You were right to suggest the docs.
Okay. Let me. I'm gonna Google it.
Should the agent attempt to acquire a new path if the existing path becomes invalid? Yes. Well, okay. Well,
I mean, we
that's
can always we can read the destination off of the agent, and we can get its current position. And we can say if you're within a certain radius,
Mhm.
then you're done, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I do think this maybe is even useful. We'll probably want that to just be the same case. So let's see. So we get destination. If so, maybe actually vector three.
The destination is in the. It's that you can read it off the agent. Actually, agent.destination you can read.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. So if okay, so if transform dot position, do we have a what does the vector three compare? I already forgot vector three.
Is there vector 3 dot distance?
Yeah, and agent destination.
And then I think it's a math dot. We just want to see if it's like. This is You're absolutely right. You're doing the correct thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Less than some whatever value we think is.
Yeah, private
I would say a quarter of a tile, maybe, or
complete
maybe,
threshold equals
maybe less than that. We actually want it to get to the center of the tile, right? Is that right?
I think so.
Okay, so we could just do 0.1 then. Just make it
Cool.
visually really small, right?
Yeah,
Font might need to be a double. I don't know what to. Oh, it's fine.
probably needs an F. That's
Yep.
all. Sweet. So if we're here, if not is returning return.
Yeah, and build also, right? Build and
Yeah,
return.
return build.
Yeah.
Else delete self.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Is returning is true.
And the destination, we can maybe set the next frame. I don't know, like, or we can set currently, because
Yeah, that seems good. This is back to parent dot transform dot.
yeah, position.
It's constantly weird to me that I don't have to get component for transform on anything.
Yeah, it just everything is assumed to have a transform, even if you're not an actual physical object.
Except those scriptable objects, which is really adding a new wrinkle.
But scriptable objects have to be hanging off of game objects, right? I don't think you can just have a scriptable object like floating around, right?
We do. We have them in the pickups. I mean, like, I can't call. Sorry, wait, pickup component. I can't call pickup dot transform. Doesn't exist.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they have to be attached to a game object, right?
Oh,
The
that's
pickup
true.
itself is like pointed at by something.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can't create a manager that's a scriptable object, I think. Question mark? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You sort of can because it doesn't get instantiated. It is a singleton, which is really weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
you can have.
is it not even in the scene? It's just there all the time?
Yeah, it's actually something I want to investigate for how we handle some of our like game management and debug stuff because like we actually could just use those instead of having to have like the
Yeah,
init
I don't
scene
love
here.
the init scene and all that stuff.
No.
Or the init scene's fine. You actually do want a scene that like runs all the time that says like I'm gonna like initialize stuff.
Yeah, but some of the things that are game objects there, I think, are actually scriptable objects that we just want to be able
We
to
can do
reference.
away with the whole charade of
Yeah,
instantiating it and stuff. Yeah, totally.
exactly. And also it'll remove some double instantiation for things that are set as don't destroy on load, which also feels promising.
Yeah.
Um, what
Agreed.
was I gonna do? Yeah, I don't like that shit. So let's see. Here we are actually. Oh, so I'm gonna. This all comes in here. This is now part of the builder.
Yeah.
Build node. Cool.
You know what's super
Yeah.
annoying about C Sharp?
What?
If you have a switch statement that takes an enum as the subject of the switch, and you have a case for every single explicit enum value,
Still wants the
it
default.
still wants a default because it
Oh,
assumes that any integer can be cast into that enum. And I don't know why they just made the choice that the type checker works that way.
that is annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. Just doing a little surgery here.
And the update should be server only, right? On the builder mover. Oh, and it needs to be a network behavior, I think, on line 4.
Oh, absolutely.
And we need to using mirror to get your stuff.
Man, it's sometimes it just pulls it in for you.
Yeah.
Not always.
I mean, it should know and then add the using for you, right?
Yeah, That's what I want it to do.
Yeah.
Prefab builder at the current position and identity. Um, and we are moving to the
I think
destination.
you called it. I think you changed it to build. I think you changed the name of that function
Well,
to build. Yeah.
that would sure make some sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With this as the parent and mode as our build mode.
This dot game object.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because this is a player input
A script.
component.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. That makes sense.
And then before we forget, this update function should only be called do if. I don't think it can go there. I think it has to go like the first line has to have like an early out. If not, is server, then return. Yep. Yeah. What you can do though is you can add that server annotation to the build function, and that gives you a little bit of runtime sanity checking. So like,
oh,
yeah.
Is it server callback?
Yeah. I think it's server.
Oh.
This is saying like if this is run on the client ever, then it'll throw
Just
an error
blow
or something.
up?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. That's great. And then this is already a command, so that should be totally correct. Nice. Okay, love it. So let's see. Okay, so real quick, I think that should at least build a thing and then try to return to us.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what happens when the wall pops up on top of.
I'm curious as well. The wall or the
thing.
turret, really.
And then we're going to add some UI that tells you what you're about to build.
I was going to suggest the exact same thing, and it's going to take us an hour.
Fine.
Okay, that's not horrible.
Fine.
Yeah. Oh no.
Can't get through here. That's
bad.
not on the tile. Oh no. So wait. If I Oh no.
Oh, it's because it's 0.1 off, right? Because we need to normalize it to the nearest center tile.
Well, what we actually want, right?
We should just save. We should build on the destination. So
build on the destination, yeah. Scared me for a second.
Yeah. Ooh.
It
is. We have to grab the nav mesh agent. It's agent.destination.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then we update the destination. Okay, yeah, that seems right.
One of the big challenges for me in this, it's still a little bit off. Dang.
It's still a little bit off. It's so weird.
Is it
only so?
Is it high off the ground?
Or I'll tell you that.
No, it's just slightly off. That's so strange. I wonder if the destination gets adjusted.
As it's happening. So this one is high. That's obnoxious. Let's store the actual value.
Okay, yeah, we'll just store the value. Fair enough.
Because yeah, if that thing is modifying, what's that?
Build pause maybe.
Yeah, even better. Build pause. Build pause, and then this dot build pause is.
I think destination is somehow getting tweaked because the nav mesh agent has like weird settings, right?
I think we probably can't trust it not to be modified. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. please to build right on the thing. A.
Yeah. It feels good.
It feels really good. I,
The
oh, right, they returned to where I am. So they're not following me, but they will
Yes.
sort of go back to wherever I was.
Yeah.
Cute. So I thought I saw a thing where actually I got one of them to give up. No, they all built. Cool.
The other thing we could do is if we wanted to avoid this popping, we could cheat it and do the Protoss thing where they like spawn a little warp point or something like that and
Hmm.
just make sure that animation is long enough for the builder to clear the distance.
Yeah. So I was thinking that. I was also thinking I gotta get rid of that. The wall, where is the prefab? This sucker has time stationary. Could it just be a little longer?
Yeah, I mean, we're eventually going to have to solve this problem no matter what, because like a builder could be walking over a tile
That gets
as it
built.
becomes stationary, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that move adjusting this number is going to solve our problem. It's just going to make the edge cases edgier, which
That's
is
fair.
actually not a good thing, right? Because then we like are disincentivized to solve it or
Mhm.
whatever. Um,
Cool. I
yeah,
agree with that. Yeah. It's returning. Okay, yeah. But let's see. The build is good, and then oh well, this is if we're in the threshold, so we should delete it itself. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I already forgot how to do that.
It is
It's network manager dot destroy.
network manager dot destroy game object. Yeah, or actually
It's not network manager. It's
network server.
yeah, I think so. Yep. I think that's what happens to me multiple times is I've done network manager dot destroy.
Yeah,
Cool. And
it's
then
because
this
destroy is
is
like a member method for every mono behavior, which is weird. And I
that's
think
a
they
little
did
annoying.
that just to make it a local function you can call.
Cool. This parent transformed position. So if we're returning it, we just update every frame. Does that seem right?
It does, yes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is it's got that nice big nav mesh to work with. So the recalculation should be baked and carved. It's like there's some food metaphors going on in nav meshes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So if I build over here, boop, you're gonna start chasing me? Yeah, you are. Gotta keep chasing. It'll find me eventually.
Yeah. This is great, actually.
Oh, so me moving is actually fucking it up too, but that's fine. I don't feel bad about that.
Uh,
But only,
I
only a
wished it
little
was
bit.
smarter, but you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I think it's actually that there is a maybe competing path of similar distance because the closer it gets over here,
Oh, I see. It's like
like it
you're kind of fooling it a little bit.
yeah, like it has once it gets a little closer, it has no real qualms.
Right.
And it's happy to move around and chase me.
Yeah.
Get that health. Box them in, please.
So what happens if you tell two builders to build the same spot? Do they like there's no redundancy check. So I think they're building two cubes.
Find out.
Yeah. There's two there's I think there might be two there.
That was weird. It's weird that it did.
I think what
How many?
happened
How
is,
many? One, two, three.
yeah, but you're
Four?
hitting them both at the same time, so it's going to be hard to know unless we go into an empty gym and like look at the scene, uh, look at the hierarchy.
Well, I can. I'll pop over to the hierarchy for this next one. Because we can just watch it happen.
Okay.
But so build, build. Yep. Okay. There's two of them.
Yeah. And I think maybe one of them is seeing the obstacle right away and then trying to avoid it and then coming back around.
Hmm.
I think at the moment of building, it has to do the same check that we normally do.
It's okay to build. Yeah. Can we? I can we put this somewhere more useful, or
We totally can.
can
Make
we
it a
just have?
static function somewhere, like just like a. Because does it need to be
Oh
part of anything?
no, it's this. This is a good util. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. We've got a couple of these already. Okay.
But this is actually the first like utility function that we've gotten. So I think we just have a junk drawer somewhere that we throw it into, and then if it needs to be organized, we'll organize it later.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll just call this build utils. You know what? Build utils is a terrible name for this. Builder utils. Little better.
Yeah. Private,
Uh,
public static maybe. Let's make
oh
this a
yes.
static class.
Yes.
And a static
Absolutely.
class means that you can't instantiate it, which is what we want.
Oh wait, I can do a public static class too.
Yes.
Oh,
In Java, a static class has some horrible meaning. Like, it only, like, it's like, it is public to the class that it's nested inside of and all of its children. It's like some super confusing thing. I don't know why they decided to use the word static so poorly.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Language designers have some super fetishistic attitude towards the word static. I don't even think that the word static means the same thing for a class as it does for a function, and so they shouldn't have used the same keyword.
I've never. I clearly haven't written enough Java because I've never seen a static class. That seems really, yeah.
Yeah. In C Sharp, it makes a little bit more sense. It just says, like, you cannot instantiate this,
No, it's clever.
which is dumb because it's not a class anymore. It's just a namespace. But
Yeah, right. This is yeah. Hmm.
yeah, not into it, but whatever.
Nope. Okay. Well, now this namespace is in two places.
Should
And
the
my
builder
my
just return? Should the builder be constantly checking as it's heading towards its target to see if it's buildable, or should it only check when it gets there? That's a total what we call in the biz a product decision, because let me give you a scenario.
Mhm.
Let's say you and your enemy both want to build a tower on the same spot, and the other guy gets there first. But that tower is immediately under fire. Would you rather your builder continue in the chance that that tower gets destroyed to build over its wreckage, or would you want your builder to just quit immediately as soon as it notices that something got built there?
I think what would feel better is the builder turning right around.
Yeah, I think I was as I was like talking out loud. I think option door number 2 feels better.
Yep. So if we're not returning and it's not okay to build,
Yeah.
we set is returning is true and this. And actually, I'm just going to make a little private void return.
This almost feels like a state machine type thing, where if we
It
enter
really, really
the
does.
if we
Yeah.
enter the returning state, then we have some common actions that happen, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So I played with different state machine paradigms. It never got merged to master, or main, but I came up with a paradigm. I came up with a scheme that I kind of liked, but it was a little bit verbose. And I'll throw it at you.
Okay.
Like, do you remember before we had like two switch statements? One of them was like when you enter a state, like what do you run on upon initializing the state, and then what do you run every frame after that point, right?
Oh
And we
yeah,
had like
that
an
was
enum
cool.
value that was like what state you were in. So that's the model that I've used a lot. Um, but the other model that I've seen, I guess if you're talking like Gang of Four design patterns language, it would be the command pattern,
Hmm.
where a, you'd have a state object that is a instance variable on your script, and that state object is actually like an abstract base class. Like the type of that is an abstract base class that you inherit from. And what you have to implement is an enter function and an update function. And what the enter function does is like on when you have a new state, the script calls the enter function on that state object, and then it calls update every frame for that. So basically, your is returning and your if you're going towards or coming back, those are two different classes, and each of those classes has an enter and update function. Um, and then so instead of having all of your like logic in one giant switch statement, you have them kind of like in separate classes. Does that make sense?
That's really interesting.
Yeah. And the nice thing about having separate classes is that they might need different initialization data, right? Like you might need, like if you're returning, you might need like you might have different initialization variables than you would if you were going towards or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels very. I see this threatening towards that, so that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Interesting.
I don't think we necessarily have that level of complexity right now, but like if we had more than a couple states, it might be interesting to like look at that type of model.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't like that the pattern I wrote was if not returning first. But I do want the building before the returning. It's enough to make me change the variable name.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot more things like this. So
Yeah, I think the class thing is coming because I'm probably going to put it in there just to see how it feels. The
I
disadvantage is it's a little bit verbose, right? You have to create a new class for every mode of behavior that something is in, right?
yeah, but you can keep it all in one file.
Yeah,
It's nice
it's
that
true.
it's not forcing into something weird.
Yep.
Like yeah.
So now, if we build twice, yeah, did did they turn around right away?
Sorry, I realized so this one will. I made a second hoop.
Okay, yeah. So that feels good, right? It's like,
It feels
actually,
much better, yeah.
yeah,
They have a adorably slow acceleration.
yeah.
And we can tune that, but yeah.
What do you think should actually happen interface wise? Do you think that there should be some kind of like placeholder overlay basically shows where the builder is going, and maybe like a dotted line or something like that that like indicates where the builder is going, and then it won't even let you try to build twice on the same spot? Do you see what I'm saying? Like it feels like allowing you to double right click on that spot. It feels like a UI flaw, right?
Already weird because yeah, because
Yeah.
like StarCraft would not let you try to place a barracks here twice. It would have a little the space would be occupied effectively.
in StarCraft, they solve that because you can only select one unit at a time. But in our input paradigm, you can potentially deploy multiple builders. Now we could solve that problem by only letting you have one builder. But I feel like this tank should like you should be able to power up and like have multiple builders, right? That feels good.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you could definitely select two SCVs to build the same spot across the map, but it still always puts a placeholder is there immediately, so no one can double build, including actually, I guess your enemies can take that spot over. That's interesting.
Yeah. But I think that's
Oh.
okay for it's okay for there to be that race condition, and I think
Mhm.
that only the person that is building something, or maybe you can't build over your teammates thing. I don't know what the visibility barrier should be. Um,
Yeah, I wonder.
yeah,
Okay.
but we don't have to solve that edge case right now. I feel
No, no,
like
no.
it's good. These are good things to think about though.
It's funny because this is actually the most complete builder we've had so far.
The
uh,
other builder actually
oh, it could get shot
the
at.
other
Actually,
builder
that
could
was
get
pretty cool.
killed. The other builder was more complete because like we also had finite builders as well, right?
Oh, I think we had that at one point. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That was 2D Manchester.
yeah.
Um, well, I'm gonna add a little HUD to this sucker.
I like it.
Yeah, it's builder time. Wow, it's really hard to edit this thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great.
Because I want to grab
We want to
this.
edit the prefab actually, so maybe that will be
Oh,
easier.
good point.
It's weird that the prefab is open, but the scene you can still see the scene. Oh, I guess
Plus,
it's just the view that you currently have. It's cool.
I went into prefab editor mode. Yeah, that is a
Does
little
it not have the
weird.
prefab visualizer?
It does. It's just visualizing it in the scene for me.
Oh, that's
It's kind of nice.
fine. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, so let's see this.
Do we just want the text to say build colon and then have the icon there? I don't know.
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
Build panel. Um,
Yeah.
I can go into 2D mode. I can go into 2D mode.
What button did you press right there?
The number two.
Numpad or a regular number?
Regular number. Because I don't think.
So is
Yeah,
three is it a toggle? So you just you keep tapping two.
it's this 2D toggle
Okay, cool.
here. That's actually very handy.
Yeah. This font is Arial.
Yeah.
It almost looks like the Japanese font. Do you know how like every Japanese game like uses the same font?
Yeah, isn't it like what is it?
Like
Is
Nier
it just
Automata and I feel like Metal Gear Solid has a very very recognizable Japanese font
Metal Gear?
UI font.
Are we gonna discover this is actually just Arial?
I guess it's a little bit, but it has like a very
I know what you're talking about.
Japanese feel to it. It's very
I
utilitarian. It's generally
Yeah.
pretty ugly and kind of makes me not want to play a game.
Oh, I was gonna say Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster font. This is like somehow the most Japanese font. It's like the perfect example of it.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
God.
I want to find just the screenshot. Like they took an SNES game and they're like, here's the font for it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like when you choose a kanji character set, but then you type Roman characters.
Yeah.
That's the feel that these have. And there's a serif version of that, and there's a sans serif version of that.
Mhm. I wonder, yeah, I wonder if we pick very ugly kanji fonts for
That font is horrible.
for the Japanese translation, and they're just like, why do Americans always pick this horrible kanji font? It's unreadable.
Yeah,
Because we deserve this if
yeah,
so.
it's probably true. Um,
I can't believe this is what this isn't this they shipped this month. It's new. It's so
yeah.
ugly.
What game was I recently thinking of that was like this? There's a lot of like remaster games that are just like people going into Photoshop and just like making
Upscale.
very high res static images. It's the same criticism I had of Metroid Dread. Only Metroid Dread is way better than this. But like, there's like a whole class of games that are like upscaled. Like, we're just gonna do like 1 megabyte pings for every sprite. You know what I mean? But we're not going to actually change the dynamics of the game at all. So it's still super boxy tile sets and stuff like that. So like, it's like the laziest form of game making, I think.
Yeah. I was hoping the remaster wave would like kind of end, but it actually just got stronger for the PS5 generation. So
I guess it depends on what kind of remaster we're talking about, right? Because like if it's the Demon Souls remaster, then you're golden, right? If you get those guys, Blue Point, I think they're called. If you get them to do it, then
yeah,
they're going to do a really good job.
that seemed pretty cool. But then there's like what was it? There's the Alan Wake one, and then there's I mean who knows what KOTOR is going to be.
Yeah. Oh god, I hope they don't fuck it up.
They're making
I was kind of like wondering to myself, like when I saw that, like I think of that game as like an all time classic, right? Dragon Age Origins is that for you, but like I think of KOTOR as just like unimpeachable. But I
Mhm.
played it 15 years ago. Will I have the same perspective of it at all? I don't know.
Well, and like I just played Alan Wake on PC, and it was very old, and I was like, I certainly would not go back to do this again with nicer graphics. Like the gameplay was extremely clunky.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, everything from then was.
Yeah.
It was a clunkier time.
So we have a challenge. We have to change the mesh. And I don't think we've ever done this before.
That's what I was just sort of thinking about that. I was like, what the hell? What the hell do we do for that? Yeah.
Eventually, these
Let's
are all going to get flattened to sprites, and we won't even have to question this. But I'm sure Unity has a way of doing this.
not if they stay 3D, man.
Okay.
Can't make a 3D sprite, can we? Oh yeah, we probably could.
Uh, no, I don't know if aesthetically having 3D HUD
UI
elements
elements.
is
Okay.
like the best look.
Fair enough.
But
Uh,
perhaps an argument for another day.
no, we need art direction, so I'm with you there.
Yeah.
So let's see, I'm about to try a dumb thing.
Just put in both and then turn one on and turn one off. That's
Oh, that's a much better solution than what I was about to
okay.
suggest. Mine is much worse. I'm actually curious. I want to know if I can have a public. Is it hash map? Hash table in here?
I don't know. It's system dot hash. I think it's probably
Oh,
hash
yeah.
map. Well, it's going to be in the generic collection, so I bet you should have it already. Yeah, hash,
Oh,
dictionary,
it's
dictionary.
it's a dictionary.
Fuck.
Right. I want a dictionary of build mode to mesh, and I'm just really curious if this will work. Meshes. Because what I would like is just be able to drag and drop my meshes over here, one for build mode.
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't see it. Dang, son.
I'm a little surprised.
Let's see.
Well, I thought I was being real clever there. Oh, maybe it needs to be a new dictionary.
Dictionary
See if
and inspector. We all know dictionaries do not appear in the editor. What would be a good way to get them to appear? Let's see here.
yeah.
Question asked in
Oh,
2014.
oof. Is the
Um,
answer use Odin? It's probably use Odin.
I'm hesitant to like start stacking dependencies on, even though I told you to spend $25 on it. But
Oh, I'm not about to install Odin for this. I'm
finally,
just
a
gonna make a
serializable dictionary for Unity. Oh, somebody has code. I want a built-in. I just want. People have made things. Oh, Odin Inspector has it. Serializing dictionaries.
You know what I'm gonna do is exactly the thing that you suggested
Okay.
because it's so much easier than what I was about to do.
Yeah, because you can position them both, and then I think there's probably an easy way to turn one on, turn one off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, change children. Huh. Where is it? What did we have to do to that other mesh?
Do we got to put a
Nothing. It's just.
material on it? Maybe.
I mean, I guess that wouldn't hurt. Yeah.
But yeah, I would have expected. I would have
Is it?
expected to see something by now.
Yeah. Too.
What about the wireframe? Does that have a material on it?
I mean, it's about to.
No dice.
I would have expected to see anything in there. Yeah. It's in and UI layer is the correct choice,
It
right?
is the correct choice. Yes. Super bummer.
No, hang on a second. we did this, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
There's a mesh right here.
Dang.
Hmm.
Oh, it's just super small because your scales are off.
I found it. Well, are my scales off or are my scales correct? Because it's 1 pixel. Everything is a 1 here. These are just there we go.
Okay, yeah.
My scales were off. I do like that it's pixel based, but otherwise I'm annoyed.
Yeah. I think we need to rotate it.
Yeah, we do. Since this is temporary, I'm just gonna throw the thing on it.
Oh, the spinner thing. Yes.
I'm just gonna make it spin.
Yep.
I'm really abusing that component, but
You know,
it's fun.
there is a the point of Unity was to be able to just do this quick and dirty shit, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I started down half of this thought earlier, but basically I think the big challenge for me is like how not to succumb to my over engineering tendencies in Unity and just get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
But then I worry about having the pickup component being our spinner for like in the UI. You know, I worry about all those things.
No, and that is a
Oh,
really
yeah.
reasonable worry. The only
I
help
think
I'm
we're in
going to give
rapid
you.
prototyping mode right now, so we might very well may just rebuild this whole thing, right? So
Well, yeah, and also like I'm going with your we're not going to have 3D images in the UI thing, which I
right.
do agree with in
Yeah.
terms of just being a reasonable choice for
Yeah.
building stuff. But what does this look like right now?
It's gonna look rad.
I think it's going to be two. Oh, I'm in prefab mode. Stop letting me run.
Oh my god.
Oh, don't run the game.
We should sell a $10.99, like a $10.99 plugin that just basically prevents that from happening.
Unity leaves. Oh, that looks great actually. Unity leaves prefab mode when you do the thing. Yeah.
Or it just doesn't fucking try to run the game and cost you 20 seconds of your time, you know?
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Let's see. Public mesh, turret mesh, public mesh, wall mesh.
Mesh is the component name, even though it's called render mesh in the editor, right? Is that right?
I believe so, yeah. We'll find out when I can see if
Or
I can
mesh
assign these
render. It's called
things.
mesh renderer. Sorry, mesh renderer.
Yes. It's a mesh renderer, but I think this thing, it's a mesh filter. We'll find out. Maybe I'll just turn these both into game objects.
Okay, yeah.
Build panel mesh display. Uh, yep, I think they're game objects. All I want to do is toggle them on and off, so who
Yeah, it's just
cares?
enable, disable. Yeah.
Hmm.
So do we disable them both and then have something initialize it?
I was thinking that. I think it'd be
Okay.
nicest to call out to, yeah, turret, wall, and then disabling is just this, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, this is gonna be fun too, because we're gonna just like, how do we? Well, how does the health look at the player? Oh, okay, we're gonna get the local player. Sure.
And it should only run on the client, right? So it would be if not server, or if is client, right? Oh, wait. We don't care here.
We don't care for UI stuff
Yeah.
necessarily now.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I guess I just have to be using mirror. Do I forget what's a global and what comes from being
Yeah,
network
yeah.
behavior.
It's confusing.
It
I think
is
basically
okay.
nothing's a global. So like even C# stuff we have to do like using system.
I guess when I using sorry, I mean like network client is not a property that I get from being inside network behavior. It's from using mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So let's see. Player input equals local player dot get component player input and player input dot build mode. This build mode dot turret. Turret mesh dot active. It's true.
Is there an enable function and a disable function? I'm curious if what the difference is. Oh, it isn't. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Well,
What is it complaining about right there? Set active. Okay. Whoa, how did you do that? How did you go to the end when they were not the same length?
oh, set active. Option arrow key moves by symbol.
Oh, what?
So
That's
when you
cool.
have, it's pretty good. If I had,
Option arrow key. I always use command arrow key, and that just goes to the end. Okay.
oh yeah, but if I had
Noted.
this, yeah, like spacing will
Noted.
break it, and then your cursor's gonna
Yeah,
get out of
yeah,
sync.
yeah.
But otherwise, it's rad.
Well, I learned something. That's the most important thing I learned tonight.
I'm so that not nav meshes. That's great.
I mean, I can take this with me
That's
for
true. This
how
comes to work too
wherever I
hard.
use VS Code.
Every editor,
Yeah.
every editor.
Sublime as well. Yes. I think
Yeah,
there's like a revert to Sublime movement right now because Sublime 4 came out.
is it better?
I
I'm
don't
in
know if it's
prefab
better. I
mode. God
don't
damn
like.
it.
I think that the litmus test is always just like, can you do what we did with TypeScript in Sublime? And I don't think you can.
Is Sublime a
Oh
native
yeah, hit that Q button. Oh yes, just
is
needs a
Sublime a
glow
native
color
Mac
now.
app?
That's all, huh?
It just needs a glow color, yeah. Sorry, is Sublime native Mac or is it an Electron app now?
Sublime is not never been. It's against their ethos. They're like straight. They're like raw C++ all day, all night.
Boo.
It's
Here's the
fast. That's
thing.
the reason why it's fast. And then they have the Python engine. Oh,
That's fair.
we need a team color. That's right.
Uh, and I could go and set everything on its own, but I'm just going to add affiliations to this because these are, I mean, like right now,
Does the
you are,
wall need an affiliation? The walls are inherently neutral, right? They don't pick a side.
you know what? Good point. I'm down with that. And then let's see, I would like to, I wanted to just give this a touch. I'm curious if this is going to totally skew the other rotation, but just a little of that. It's probably going to start rotating on a funny point now, isn't it?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. In prefab mode, damn it.
Yeah, I think the problem is like we need to apply the rotations in the reverse order. Like they need to spin first and then get angled towards the camera. If that makes sense.
Yep. That was a really weird error to get.
Yep. What's setting the affiliation right now? Or is it just default to blue?
The affiliation is set by it's defaulting to Team Blue, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, which we certainly could change if we care to.
If we go multiplayer, we'll set it to red by some mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, actually, yeah. So if we wanted to, I would say on awake, get the local player and set both affiliation or set the chart affiliation to the local player affiliation.
I think the way that if we wanted to get a different angle on these, like it would just be like a super complicated series of things. What we would do is we would have a 3D camera. We'd have a 3D scene for each one of these little guys. Mm-hmm. We'd have them rotating in the 3D scene. We'd put a camera that's hovering above them. We'd render that to a little texture, and then we'd stretch that texture into the flat UI. Right? I think that's I think that's like the right way to do it.
Yep. Weird. I will give this. We can just look at it the right direction all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Off. Well, that was sick. I love how the builder is actually working.
Yep.
I just wanted to hit play.
God.
I'm getting.
Right, that's a project for ourselves.
I'm only more frustrated every time, and it's only getting funnier to me. So sorry.
It's getting funnier to me as well.
Whoops. That is not an affiliated turret. Also, that's wrong.
Oh, they're invincible too. Did we break that at some point? Is that what happened?
Huh. You know, I haven't built a turret in a hot minute. Let me try to build a wall here. It won't let you build on top of bullets.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we just need to do some. We need to learn our layers, I think.
Yeah, I think that seems like what's right.
Yeah. We're past
cool.
time, so I think we're good. We just got some bugs.
Yeah. I'm going to leave these bugs in for funsies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I dig it.
Yeah. Whew. Return
A Nev Mash agent.
Nev Mash agent. All right. Well, nicely done.
Dope.
Fun as always.
All right. End of stream. Unceremonious.
Bye.
It's done.